Every year, millions of people stand in front of the Great Sphinx believing they already know its story. They've been told it was carved around 4,500 years ago for Pharaoh Khafre and has watched over the Giza plateau ever since. But what if that story is missing something far bigger? Recently, a fascinating claim began spreading online after people suggested that an advanced AI system examined geological data, erosion patterns, and ancient measurements without being influenced by traditional historical theories. According to those claims, the results pointed toward a timeline far older than the one found in most history books. Whether that conclusion is ultimately right or wrong, it has reignited one of archaeology's biggest debates. And once you see the evidence behind the argument, you'll understand why this mystery refuses to disappear. According to the traditional view accepted by most Egyptologists, the Great Sphinx was carved during Egypt's 4th dynasty, around 2500 BC. The monument is believed to have been created as part of Pharaoh Khafre's pyramid complex, with its human face representing the king himself and its lion's body symbolizing strength and royal authority. For generations, this explanation appeared to answer every major question. The Sphinx fit neatly into the timeline of the pyramids, and few people challenged that conclusion. But over time, researchers began noticing details that didn't seem to match the official story. Tiny clues hidden in the stone itself started raising questions that have never been fully answered. And one of those clues may be the most controversial of them all. The biggest mystery isn't the Sphinx itself, it's the stone surrounding it. When researchers examined the enclosure carved around the monument, they noticed deep vertical grooves running down the limestone walls. Those marks don't resemble the erosion usually caused by wind-blown sand, which tends to wear rock sideways over thousands of years. Instead, some geologists argue the patterns look much more like damage created by long periods of heavy rainfall. That's where the debate begins. Egypt has been an extremely dry region for thousands of years, making many people wonder when enough rain could have fallen to create those unusual formations. While many experts disagree with that interpretation, the erosion patterns continue to fuel one of archaeology's most controversial discussions. And that's only the first clue that keeps researchers arguing today. If the erosion really was caused by rainfall, it creates a fascinating possibility. Geological studies show that North Africa was once much greener than it is today. Thousands of years before the pyramids were built, the Sahara contained rivers, lakes, and regular seasonal rain. Some researchers believe the Sphinx may have already existed during that wetter period, which would make it far older than the traditional timeline suggests. Others strongly reject this idea, arguing that different geological processes can explain the same erosion without changing Egyptian history. Because of this disagreement, the age of the Sphinx remains one of the most hotly debated subjects in archaeology. And then another strange detail caught researchers' attention, something that had been visible all along. Stand in front of the Sphinx long enough, and something begins to feel unusual. Many researchers have pointed out that the head appears surprisingly small compared to the massive lion's body beneath it. Some believe this happened because the original head may have been carved into a different shape before being recut into the face seen today. According to that theory, ancient builders could only remove stone, they couldn't add it back, leaving a smaller head after the reconstruction. Most Egyptologists, however, remain unconvinced and argue there is no definitive evidence proving such a recarving ever took place. Even so, the unusual proportions continue to raise questions that have never completely disappeared. And the next mystery may be even harder to explain. For decades, one rumor has refused to disappear. Could there be hidden chambers beneath the Great Sphinx? Several research teams have used ground scanning technologies to study the area, and some surveys have identified underground anomalies that sparked intense debate. While these findings don't automatically prove the existence of secret rooms, they have fueled countless theories about what may lie below the monument. Some believe they could be natural cavities formed over thousands of years, while others argue they might be ancient man-made spaces waiting to be explored. So far, no official excavation has confirmed the existence of a legendary hidden library or lost civilization beneath the Sphinx. Even without clear answers, the mystery continues to capture imaginations around the world. And then came the arrival of artificial intelligence, adding a completely new twist to the debate. Recently, social media exploded with claims that an advanced AI system had analyzed information about the Sphinx without human bias and reached conclusions that challenged traditional history. According to these online posts, the system compared geological studies, historical records, satellite imagery, and archaeological data before suggesting the monument could be much older than commonly believed. However, there is an important detail many viral videos leave out. No official scientific publication has confirmed that an AI independently proved the true age of the Sphinx. The claim
claims remain part of an ongoing online discussion rather than accepted archaeological fact. Even so, the idea of artificial intelligence questioning one of history's greatest mysteries has fascinated millions of people. And that leads to the biggest question of all. History has changed many times before as new discoveries replaced old assumptions. Entire civilizations have been uncovered after centuries of being forgotten, proving that archaeology is constantly evolving. But rewriting history requires extraordinary evidence, not just exciting theories. While questions about the Sphinx continue to inspire researchers, most experts agree that much more evidence would be needed before changing its accepted timeline. New technologies, including AI and advanced scanning systems, may help answer these questions in the future, but for now the mystery remains unsolved. Whether the Sphinx is exactly as old as historians believe or far older than anyone imagined, it continues to remind us that some of humanity's greatest secrets may still be buried beneath the sands of Egypt. The mystery surrounding the Great Sphinx has inspired countless theories over the years. Some researchers have suggested it could have been built by a civilization that existed long before the ancient Egyptians, while others connect it to the legendary lost city of Atlantis. There are even claims that the monument was designed using astronomical knowledge far beyond what historians traditionally associate with that period. Despite their popularity, none of these theories has been proven with conclusive archaeological evidence. Still, they continue attracting millions of viewers because they challenge everything people think they know about ancient history. Whether any of them are true remains an open question, but they have certainly kept the mystery alive. Most Egyptologists continue to support the traditional view that the Great Sphinx was carved during the reign of Pharaoh Khafre around 2500 BC. They point to the monument's location, nearby temples, and archaeological evidence linking it to the Giza pyramid complex. While they acknowledge that erosion patterns deserve further study, many argue those marks can be explained by natural weathering, groundwater, and thousands of years of environmental change rather than a much older construction date. Science constantly welcomes new evidence, but extraordinary claims require equally extraordinary proof. Until stronger evidence appears, the debate remains open, making the Sphinx one of the world's greatest archaeological mysteries. For thousands of years, the Great Sphinx has watched civilizations rise and fall while guarding its secrets in complete silence. New technologies, advanced scanning systems, and even artificial intelligence may help researchers uncover more clues in the years ahead, but none of them has solved the mystery completely. Was the Sphinx built exactly when historians believe, or is there still a missing chapter in humanity's past waiting to be discovered? Until new evidence emerges, the answer remains hidden beneath the sands of Giza. And perhaps that's the real reason the Great Sphinx continues to fascinate the world, because after thousands of years, it still refuses to reveal all of its secrets. Today, the Great Sphinx appears as nothing more than weathered limestone, but archaeologists believe it once looked completely different. Tiny traces of red pigment found on parts of the monument suggest that the Sphinx may have originally been painted in bright colors. Its face may have carried a reddish tone, while other parts of the body were likely decorated as well. If that's true, the monument people admire today is only a faded version of what ancient Egyptians actually saw. Thousands of years of wind, sand, and sunlight slowly erased those colors, leaving behind the stone surface we recognize today. It's a reminder that even the world's most famous monuments have changed dramatically over time. But the Sphinx wasn't only losing its colors, it was almost disappearing entirely. Believe it or not, there were long periods when only the Sphinx's head remained visible above the sand. Over hundreds of years, powerful desert winds slowly buried the monument almost completely. Travelers described seeing little more than its face emerging from the dunes. Ancient Egyptians themselves carried out excavation efforts to uncover it, and similar rescue projects continued in modern times. Without those repeated excavations, the Sphinx might still be hidden beneath layers of sand today. That constant battle against nature explains why preserving the monument remains one of Egypt's greatest archaeological challenges. Yet the sand isn't the only thing threatening its survival. For thousands of years, the desert was considered the Sphinx's greatest enemy. Today, many conservation experts are more concerned about pollution, humidity, and modern environmental changes. Vehicle emissions, nearby urban development, and natural changes in temperature can slowly weaken the limestone over time. That's why restoration teams regularly inspect the monument, repairing cracks before they become serious structural problems. Protecting the Sphinx is no longer just about removing sand, it's about preserving one of humanity's greatest achievements for future generations. And despite all that work, one mystery still refuses to disappear. Modern technology has allowed researchers to look beneath the Giza plateau without digging massive holes. Ground-penetrating radar and other scanning techniques have detected unusual underground formations in several areas, but interpreting those findings isn't always straightforward. Some scientists believe they're simply natural geological features, while others think they could point to undiscovered structures connected to ancient
ancient construction. Until careful excavations are carried out, no one can say for certain what lies beneath the surface. That uncertainty continues fueling new theories every year, keeping one of history's greatest mysteries alive. Unlike many historical questions, the mystery of the Sphinx hasn't reached a final conclusion accepted by everyone. Archaeologists, geologists, historians, and independent researchers often examine the same evidence but reach very different conclusions. One group sees proof supporting the traditional timeline, while another believes the monument may hold clues to a much older past. That's how science works. Ideas are constantly tested, challenged, and re-examined as new evidence becomes available. The debate itself is part of what makes the Sphinx so fascinating. Every new discovery has the potential to reshape the conversation, even if it doesn't completely rewrite history. The tools available to archaeologists today are far more advanced than they were just a few decades ago. Artificial intelligence, satellite imaging, laser scanning, and 3D mapping can detect details that were once impossible to see. Instead of relying only on traditional excavation, researchers can now analyze landscapes, compare geological formations, and build digital reconstructions with remarkable accuracy. These technologies won't replace archaeologists, but they may help answer questions that have remained unsolved for centuries. If the next major breakthrough happens, it will likely come from technology working alongside human expertise rather than replacing it. Thousands of years have passed, yet the Great Sphinx continues to challenge everything we think we know about the ancient world. Some believe it perfectly fits the accepted timeline of Egyptian history, while others argue there are still unanswered questions hidden within its stone. What everyone agrees on is that the Sphinx remains one of the greatest archaeological monuments ever created. As technology improves and new discoveries are made, we may finally get closer to understanding its true story. Until then, it will continue watching over the Giza Plateau, silently guarding secrets that have fascinated humanity for thousands of years, and perhaps for thousands more.